Welcome back to the news at 10. Information officers of the National Broadcasting Commission are being trained to take the message of digitization to the grassroots. The training is to bring staff up to speed with digital switchover, so it's important that it can be properly communicated to the public. The Director General of the NBC explained that the transition comes with a lot of opportunities and challenges.
Can we see the red line?
Digital switchover is a term Nigerians have to get familiar with. This is why information officers from the National Broadcasting Commission are being trained on the technology to properly handle their interactions with the public.
The exercise, the entire exercise is carried out like this. This point, can we see the red line? The stations will close to the transmission site. It is now sent to our various homes, to our various receivers, to our various free TV boxes. And then, of course, this is the one that goes directly the DTH boxes.
The Director General of the NBC, represented by the Director in charge of Engineering and Technology, highlights the need for broader technical knowledge to educate the staff of the Commission.
DTT operators shall pay license fees to government. Do you know what it means? When we have licensed one person before and is paying 15 million naira for 5 years for 8 megahertz, then also 20 licensees now can be licensed to use the same 8 meg. So even if it is 2 million, we ask the 20 of them to pay. Multiply 20 by 2 million. How much is that? 40. There's already an increase. That is, even if it is 2 million, but it's more than 2 million, all we are proposing.
From the training hall, the participants are taken to the transmitting station of Pinnacle Communications for a tour of the facilities.
We are ready, but you also need the set-top boxes. The set-top boxes are not ready, are not available yet in Kaduna, so we're waiting for that.
Nigeria began her transition from analog to digital transmission on April the 30th, 2016 in Jos, Plateau State, when the pilot phase of the digital switchover was launched.
President Muhammadu Buhari will have to work from home for the next 3 months or thereabout, and that's because his office is being renovated. The senior special assistant to the president, Mr. Garba Shehu, is quoted to have said that the president's office had been infested by rodents while he was away for more than 3 months on medical vacation. The president's office is expected to be ready for use by November this year. He resumed work on Monday after spending more than 100 days in London. Well, there you have hundreds of supporters of the All Progressives Congress taking to the streets of Kaduna today to celebrate the return of President Muhammadu Buhari. The party loyalists later gathered at the popular Murtala Mohammed Square to appreciate God for the president's recovery and return. They were also optimistic that the president's return would strengthen the fight against corruption and insurgency. The procession later moved from the Murtala Mohammed Square to the Government House, where Governor Nasir El-Rufai addressed them. And while many Nigerians across the country continue to jubilate over the president's return, others are making fresh demands which they think need urgent attention. Our correspondent Ini John Nekwa reports.
Their placards and chants express their joy at the return of President Muhammadu Buhari to the country after his medical vacation in London. Members of the Enugu State chapter of the Buhari Support Organization said the president's return is an answer to their prayers. Ekiti State has toed a similar line. Members of the All Progressives Congress in the state have organized a special rally for the celebration of the life of President Muhammadu Buhari. In northeast Nigeria, members of the APC have also stopped traffic on major roads to show their solidarity and happiness at the return of the president. In Kogi State, the celebration takes a different shape. The roads are not as busy as it normally is on work days because the state government declared Monday, 21st August as a no-work and Thanksgiving Day for the return of the president. The president's return also comes with demands. In Akwa Ibom State, the list is almost inexhaustible.
The president to be back does not mean that everything is well with us now. Efforts should be intensified by the president and every other citizen of this country to put things in order.
We need lights, and the federal government cannot do this. So there should be power should be given to the states to provide security for themselves, generate power.
Nigerians also remind the president of some obvious issues.
In the education sector, he needs to solve the problem of the universities, particularly the issue with the academic staff union and other unions in the universities. There's been a lot of talk that, hey, this Boko Haram thing is finishing, this Boko Haram thing is finishing, but it is still not finishing.
Others say ministers and other government officials will have to adjust now that the president is back.
We know that the man who put them on the job is on his seat. Everybody will take everything serious now, and we hope that will bring improvements in all sectors of our national life.
The president is the bond that is uniting us because of his personal qualities, his integrity, and all that goes with leadership. He's an example, and you can see that this rubbed very well on the vice president who acted for him.
As the president settles to work amid celebrations, Nigerians look forward to the result of his renewed promises. John Mekwa reporting for Channels Television News.
Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Anne Wilder.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Ijoma, and welcome to Business News. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, is demanding for a better relationship with regulators in the financial sector to ensure growth and stability in Nigeria's economy. Mr. Emefiele is satisfied with the positive results from the various import substitution strategies embarked on by the CBN since 2014 to save the country's economy from collapse. Citing other countries like the US and South Korea, which took similar measures on import restrictions, he says the essence of the CBN policy is to focus on non-oil exports, support infrastructural development, and create jobs. Cross River State Government has discovered 13 new solid minerals deposits across the state, and this discovery follows a geological mapping of the 3 senatorial districts in partnership with some Chinese explorers. With this new finding, the government looks to enhance its internally generated revenue.
The Cross River State Governor, Professor Bemayade, granting access to a team of Chinese geologists for the exploration of natural resources across the state a few weeks ago.
In my normal purity and sincerity, this project does not cost Cross River State government any money. If it is other climb, a governor can decide to mark up this kind of cost. But the truth is, this project is a free donation from my friend, the governor of Shanxi.
About a month after this meeting, the team makes public its discoveries. No fewer than 13 new mineral resources were discovered in commercial quantity by the explorers. They include uranium, iron ore, manganese, tourmaline, and barytus. Others are marbles, galena, spherite, coal, kaolin, sulfite, rutile, as well as new limestone.
Let's do not judge to the conclusion now until we get the result from the lab. But as I can see, this quality are like very good.
The State Commissioner for Solid Minerals, Mr. George Obenechi, describes the resources as money spinners.
The team of experts you've seen who have come with us are going to do a lot of analysis in terms of laboratory tests and all of that. And then, of course, there are investors who are waiting. They're just waiting for the report of this trip. And once they see that this report that we have and everything that we have discovered is of interest, and I assure you that many of them will come calling.
Natural resources may be seen as economic blessings. While Cross River State sees a silver lining in sight, the host communities await government's next line of action.
Demands for large-cap consumer and industrial goods stocks lifted the stock market at the end of today's trading session after Monday's 91 basis points decline. Let's now join BC Adebayo for the details.
The industrial sector led the local stock market back to positive territory with a 2.08% recovery, driven by its bellwether stocks at the close of today's trading. Price increases were recorded by Total and Caverton, which added 5% each, ahead of 20 other gainers, while Cornwall, Mobile and Nemeth also emerged in the lead of 22 losers on Tuesday. The market's capitalization increased by 130 billion naira to berth at 12.72 trillion naira, while the broad index notched up by 1.03% to close around the 37,000 level. The shares of livestock feeds, GT Bank and GBA were the major contributors to overall volume of 244.31 million units, worth over 3.67 billion naira from 3,829 transactions. And that's it on the stock market reports. I am BC Adebayo.
European stock markets ended all in the green today ahead of the annual central banking conference in Jackson Hole, and that will happen later this week. While U.S. stocks closed higher on renewed hopes of U.S. tax reform, let's see other global equities as they ended today. That's business news for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Anne Nwawodo. The rest of the news at 10 continues with Ijoma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Still ahead of the news at 10, Nigeria's the Tigers continue their impressive performance at the 2017 Afro-Basket Championship in Mali with a 106-33-point blowout victory over Guinea. That's on sports. Please stay with us.